Doctor Who Season 10, Episodes 9 to 14, titled Frontier in Space. And this story, like, look, I mean, kind of vocal when I do cover the Third Doctor's era. It's been a long journey. It's been a very long journey of the Third Doctor. I've been covering that era because that era, so far, I have not, maybe the odd story here and there, like the Three Doctors I quite enjoyed, but most of the Third Doctor's era I haven't really enjoyed that much. So it's been a lot of like, I want to get to Tom Baker, but I had to suffer through this many episodes left. Like that's my opinion of it, right? And I know at this point I have like three stories left before hitting season 11. So there's that whole concept of things. But watching this story, there's no difference with my complaints with most of the Third Doctor stories, which is there's a lot of fat. Like there's a lot of fat on this story that could easily be like a four-parter. Could easily. I mean, at the beginning, like the first episode, I was like, okay, I like the setup here that, it's a classic Doctor Who story, which is the TARDIS arrives on a ship, the Doctor and Joe being stowaways, they get captured. We find out there's a war, or possible war, between the humans and another species, and the Doctor and Joe are trying to convince everyone that they had nothing to do with it. Because everyone's thinking they're spies. That the humans are the spy, that they're spies for this alien race. And then this alien species thinks because they look human, that they're the spies of the humans, and no one believes them, and all that. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of neat. But part 2, and even in part 3, there's a lot of pettiness. There's a lot of repeated scenes that could easily be merged together. There's a lot of moments out through the story that in that section of the story where I'm like, God damn, guys. Really, like, how many times am I going to be like seeing the Doctor in the cell? Guards come in saying the president would like to see you now. Okay, he walks in. We have shots of the Doctor and the guards walking across, clearly showing the passage of time that, hey, the Doctor's going to see the president and he's going to explain what's going on, and hopefully they listen, which they don't. But then there's a explosion happening. There's an explosion, and then the war continues. Just fights because, and the big reveal here is that the Master is evolved there and has technology that Styes believes that makes the human thinks that, hey, who's attacking them? The colonized. You're thinking the colonized are attacking the humans. That's and thinking the humans are attacking the colonized, and vice versa. Turns out it's not. That type of thing. But I was like, that sequence of here to see the president, walking, a giant shootout, happens in a span of a couple of minutes, like, at least felt like 5 times, and I'm like, God damn. Just say, hey, have the scene where the Doctor's with the president. They jump to the what they call it, the mind control or like the truth teller, the truth serum machine, and then off to the moon. Simple. Because the stuff of the moon is really interesting, and it's kind of funny. I remember like Smith and Jones, like 10th Doctor story where like I think he mentioned he'd never been on the moon. It's like, really, at this point, yes, you've been on the moon. You were on the moon when there was a bump of Cyberman, and you were on the moon when there was a prison on the moon. But the stuff with the moon, I was really like the world building, I thought it was very intriguing and a prison drama inside Doctor Who in the 1970s context, early 1970s context. That was great. That was appealing. The thing, and then it keeps going and going, and then the Master's revealed, and seeing the Doctor trying to escape the Master with the help of Jo, and everything heading towards the conclusion of the Doctor, of the humans believing the Doctor, and the Klingonites are believing the Doctor, and that there's no war. It's all because of the Master, and that's it. I was like, okay, end the story. Here we go. But the problem is, halfway through part 5 and the entire part 6, I kind of tuned out because it felt the story was done. It felt like it was dragging on and trying to find places to be, and just kept dragging and dragging and dragging and dragging. And I just like, I don't care. And the only reason I felt like this is here is so the big reveal of, oh, the Master has been working with the Daleks all this time. And knowing that the next story is Planet of the Daleks, which actually is the first ever classic Doctor Who story that I have seen. I ever saw all those years ago when I started watching the current era of the show. So yeah, so that's what we're looking up to next. But yeah, it's just like I really enjoyed the first episode. I really enjoyed the middle of it, and then the ending. I just felt we're just dragging it along just so we can meet some episode quota or whatever. So yeah, comment below, let me know your thoughts of Frontier in Space, and next time we'll be on Planet of the Daleks.